This is another addition I have for bonsai. This is actually gardenia. This is a dwarf type, a miniature type of gardenia. The flower petals are, just one layer, not the multi-layer. Oh, not the regular gardenias. You get the multi-layer flower petals. So it's called the white gardenia. Claims hardy. When I bought this was last winter. It already came with a lot of flower buds, and it just never opened. So I waited and waited, and I fertilized, I water well. Finally, it's blooming. It's giving me this great aroma that I really like. So that's one of my reasons of making this bonsai, the flowering bonsai. As you can see, it has a good trunk. This one is kind of thick, so it will have to be removed. But overall, I'm going to try to make it into an informal upright style of gardenia. Okay, it's June 17, 2012. This is a gardenia. The dwarf gardenia that I was going to do last year, but I missed the period, so I waited one more year until now. So now the flowers have faded and dried up, and some new growth started. So this is the best time. I'm going to prune it and try to make it into a bonsai. It's kind of very hot today, so let's move fast. First thing first, let's take a look at what we have here. I don't know if you can see, there's some very nice trunk here, and there's some branches growing from the trunk, so I'm going to remove that so you can get a clear view. And it's not hard to immediately see that there's this big side branches coming out, just way too thick. Definitely had to go. Way too thick. I mean, if you are creating like a slanted or even a cascade style, maybe you can keep this branch, but this is not what I have in mind. So I'm gonna cut this. This is a big branch, big side branch. The first cut, always cut, not too close to the trunk. You can always clean up later. Big branch. Okay, after removing the big branch, I know it's kind of hard to see. Normally I will remove the flower, the plant from the pot and work like that so you can see more clearly, but today is a kind of a warm day, so I don't want to dry up the root ball that fast, so I had to work while this is in the plastic container. So normally it's gonna be this. The idea is gonna be will be like a Shohin style, small, 8 inches or less bonsai. For 8-inch tall bonsai, if you wanna define a style, like an informal upright, for example, it's kind of it's a very short distance to work with, and it's a bit challenging. So most of the smaller bonsais that I create, I do some kind of broom style, as you might have seen in my other videos. So broom style will be the easiest way to do, but this time I think I'm going to try the more challenging way and do the informal upright. I still don't know how, but I can tell you already that there's 2 side branches also kind of big that I would like to remove. They're just too big. This side branch, in comparison with the main trunk, they're just way too big. It doesn't look proportional, so look kind of odd to me. So I'm gonna remove more major side branches here and there. Okay, let's take a look. It's a lot of fine branches to choose from, so that's a good thing. So I have a lot of choices. So what I'm trying to do now is trying to find the trunk line. So we have a trunk going here, and then we need to decide, it's going to be the new trunk or this one or the other one, maybe this one. Looks like this one has a good angle here. This could be the new apex, the new extension of the trunk. So that's what I'm trying to find. Do you see any? Actually, I cannot decide. I mean, I'm pretty much determined that this one's gonna be the new apex. Has a nice, not too unnatural. It's kind of natural curve upwards. Which means that this one can go, and I probably just cut it off because it's actually obstructing my view. Okay. Now it's probably just going to be a very informal upright. Probably won't have just one single apex. I'm seeing maybe it's best to leave some other major branches here, just to leave it there. Maybe it will help add to the design. My main point for this gardenia bonsai is to have it flower a lot and then enjoy the bloom, the fragrance of the gardenia. So I don't want to have it create a style that has very little foliage, very little branchings. The more foliage, the better. The more branches it had, the more flower you get. So that will be my goal. So here, this probably looks like the trunk line, and I might even leave some of these here. The next step is, it's easy like this one. You can see that it's just way too long for the design, so definitely need to shorten it first. Okay, and since this is the main new trunk, I don't really need these little things here, so I'm gonna just do some cleanup. This branch, and just tough. So this one I'm gonna shorten it. There's a little one here, gone. Just start to clear up, Here, for example, you see 3 parallel branches. Some of them has to go. I'm gonna choose this one, maybe this one.